Good afternoon, curling fans from Belleville and around the world. Welcome to TSL's coverage of the BrokerLink Mixed 2019 Provincial Curling Championships, coming to you live from the Quinte Curling Club. My name is Barb Williamson, and I'm joined by Rebecca Wickesher, a three-time junior mixed participant. Welcome and happy birthday, Rebecca.
Thanks, Barb. Wouldn't want to spend my birthday anywhere else than here in the curling club. Beautiful. Ice rainy day here in Belleville. It's our final draw here of the round robin, and it's a big game we've got going on sheet 2. An important game for Team BEUK, their first team out of the Cataraqui Golf and Country Club, throwing the yellow stones. Skipped by John BEUK, third Julia Weigel, second Scott Chadwick, and lead Laura Labonte. Their opponents this afternoon from the Royal Canadian Curling Club trying to play spoiler, Team HEGGESTAD, throwing the red stones, skipped by Corey HEGGESTAD, third Heather HEGGESTAD, second Greg Ballston, and lead Michelle Laidlaw. Very important game here on our sheet. Some interesting movement here in the standings so far.
Absolutely, Rebecca. We have a good finish on our hands here. Just take a look quickly at the standings. Team Tuck sits alone at the top of the heap here with a 6-0 record. They have a chance to go undefeated in this event, and they actually are already assured of a spot in the final. Team Ald and Team BEUK both sitting with a record of 4-2, hoping to keep things that way with them both in second and tied for second place, and they will advance to the final if they both win today. Following that up is Team Bowser sitting at 3-3. They're hoping for some help.
They are.
And then we have Team Bolton and Team HEGGESTAD and Team Collier. All three of those sitting at a record of 2-4, and then Team Villard is at the brings up the bottom of the standings. So we have some scenarios.
We sure do. Team Bowser, as you said, at that 3 losses really needs a win, and he's also going to need some help from either Team BEUK or Team Ald. But he's got a tall order this morning. He's up against the undefeated Team Tuck. They're going to be playing on sheet 3. The other important game we're going to be watching is over on sheet 4. That's Team Ald up against Team Collier. Kathy also looking for a win this afternoon to secure a spot in at least a tiebreaker. The other game over on sheet 1, we'll see John Bolton and Damien Villard going up against each other. Now both those teams not really in the hunt for a spot in the finals here, but looking to have some fun out there this afternoon, I think.
For sure. So in our game, Team BEUK have earned the last rock advantage in this all-important first end. They had 2 great draws to win that honor. The BEUK team were just millimeters away from the pinhole, and Team HEGGESTAD were in the full force, so it was a great draw to the button result. And we all know how important that is. We've talked about that a few times. So it looks like we're getting ready to get underway here with Team HEGGESTAD throwing the first rock.
Yes, that's lead Michelle Laidlaw. Also got a substitution in their lineup here this afternoon. Greg Ballston not able to play. So Jerry Butler is coming in playing second.
And we heard the HEGGESTAD team, they're pretty loose. They know that they're not a contender this year, but they're certainly hoping to play spoilers, kind of how they were positioning themselves for this game.
Exactly, heard them talking about that before they went out on the ice this afternoon. And even if you're not in contention for the playoffs, you still want to end an event like this on a high note. Really go out strong, play a good last game so you can feel good about yourselves as you leave this event. They are former champions of this event. They've won the national mixed competition as well. So very accomplished mixed team in their own right, and looking to have a good last game here this afternoon.
It's been a great week. We've been on our sheet. We've seen some really, really good curling. We're pretty familiar with the paths and the idiosyncrasies of this sheet, and it's fun to watch the teams as they cycle through here for the second time, and to see what they remember about playing here.
It sure is. I know in Corey's first game, he's certainly one of the skips we heard vocalize his frustration a little bit more with this sheet, and we'll see how he does with it here this afternoon. Sounded like they got a good handle on it during practice, and as you said, they're feeling pretty loose this morning, and I think they're ready to come out here and play.
when Team BEUK played on this sheet the other day, they actually had some struggle. I mean, they had some fantastic shots and some great opportunities, and just came up short of winning on this sheet. So I think they'll be a little bit more familiar now, and don't have to spend the first end or two checking out the pattern. It hasn't changed all week. We've been watching it, and it's maintained.
It has been very consistent. It is a little bit tricky, I would say, to figure out at first, but once you recognize that it is just that little bit slanted towards sheet 1 there, towards that board side, it's fairly consistent in most of the spots. So just maybe takes a little bit to figure it out, but once you do, it's a fun sheet to play on by the looks of it. There's some spots that get so much curl. We've seen rocks get buried really well. That's always a fun sheet to play on. And as we make a lot of shots.
As we're looking at it, the right side of the sheet just gets so much use, and it is in fact the curly side of the sheet.
Absolutely. We saw the big finish there on that one from Jerry. Good start to this game. He hasn't played yet all week here, so nice shot from him.
For sure, he'd have to trust where the broom is, because he hasn't had the luxury of seeing how the rocks track down this side. The other thing we've noticed is the speed. I heard the teams commenting about what they've been observing is that the first couple of ends start out very quick, and then it kind of settles into a wait for the rest of the game, which is a bit slower. So it slows down just a bit after the first 2 ends.
Same weight.
But certainly the path doesn't change. It's stayed true since the first draw on Wednesday.
Jerry's second stone now. Trying to keep a good angle on those stones in the 4-foot.
Hard. Really hard.
Just walks right in there. It's a
Well
good
done.
shot.
Yep.
We're 2. Stop 12.
We're going to end up with quite the little cluster here.
They are. Interesting first end here right out of the gate.
So much for that lonely corner guard over there.
Just top 12.
This will just warp its way in here as it finishes.
Good. That's fine. That's a good spot. Solid. Right in the nose.
Now we're going to see some rocks rolling and flying here.
We are.
That actually curled up just as we've been observing all week, even with that really solid takeout weight.
Not quite what they were hoping for.
I know. Top 12.
So the HEGGESTAD team sitting here with the rocks in a position to be promoted onto the yellow, but they just are not getting the opportunity to do so.
Julia Weagle's first stone. Trying to protect those 2 shot rocks.
Line's good. Line's good. Full 12. Full 12. Hard. Hard.
Taking it right in into.
Hard. Go hard. Hard. Good spot.
That's actually a pretty good spot. It looks like if they could run that back and catch a piece of that yellow that's sitting in the back 4. could also hit it high and drive it into their own.
Yes.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hi, girl. Good shot.
Great shot.
There they go.
Heard Corey say after her first one she won't miss that again, and she certainly didn't.
Now we have a sea of red rocks.
Yeah, I think so.
But one of those yellow ones managed to hang on at the back of the 12-foot.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
This is such a straight spot.
It is. Ooh,
Okay, it's not bad.
it's a little sneaky.
Pretty good result.
Nice shot.
Might be an in-off double there, though.
Okay. Yeah, here. Good throw.
Might pop out into the open if he makes it, though.
No, yeah, it's true.
Okay, I'm doing this. So you.
Can't really guard this. I'm gonna go right here. Yeah, that's good. Good. Let him play that. You can run that.
Always planning ahead here.
Yes. Always have to think about what you're leaving the opponent when you place your stone. Just try not to leave
Just slippery.
a big triple or something like that for John.
So let's try to be top 12.
And the BEUK team also have another yellow rock that managed to hang around and play in the back, on the other side in the back 12. To keep that in mind, because
Play this run back.
the way this is lined up, these red rocks can,
I think. Well, I think that one's stuff.
2 shots, they could all be gone.
This one could stuff, and then they're both even top 8, which is not a great setup. Get her tight. You gotta be tight. You gotta be tight.
So he's drawing to protect his rock in the 4-foot, even though there is a run back available.
Quite a bit lighter than he wanted.
Hard. Yep. 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 Okay. Okay. Whoa.
Well, managed to drag it pretty far.
Still leave a little bit of a crosshouse double there.
Heel.
And it will be
Sit
behind
down.
cover now, just as a
Yes.
result of the guard that Corey just put up there.
Did I not get out to you? Wow.
Can
We'll
make
wait
this
for
double
Cash to
and,
do it.
as you said, sit behind that cluster of reds. Corey won't have any type of run back. He'd have
I
to
don't
play a
think so. I think he'll
freeze
come up with
or
it. What do you think? Okay.
big shot here from John. His first stone here in the first end.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, yep.
Solid weight.
Hard! Whoa! 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 Hard on the roll! Hard!
Not what he was hoping for.
Nope, roll, roll.
Just overswept it a little bit.
Roll. Roll right to the right, roll like a half a rock.
Corey's going to be able to remove this stone, and his shooter, if he can keep it in a good spot, going to make the draw tough for John as well.
He's talking about a half a rock roll, which would virtually eliminate any port there for John to draw through. John could be facing quite a number of red rocks here with his last.
Whoa, whoa!
That's probably going to overcurl. That overcurl opens up the draw path for John to at least get his single here. He's drawing against 4, 3,
4.
drawing against 3.
Yeah.
Draw the button.
I think the yellow one right beside Julia's
Yes.
feet is out counting
Yeah.
a couple of reds.
Should be lots of ice.
Final stone here in the first end. John BEUK needs a piece of the button.
Got to hold that out there. This thing can walk towards the middle. Looks like he's got lots of room.
Switch. Heavy. Should be heavy.
Oh, they're calling heavy here. Looks like it's going to be a
boy.
steal of 3.
Good angles. Good angles.
Big end there for Team HEGGESTAD to start things off. Steal of 3 points in the first end. So they'll go up 3-0. Team BEUK going to keep the hammer here in the second end. Tough break. Would have at least liked to. 3 is big.
Not the start they were hoping for. And, I think we'll see Team BEUK go hard here to get a deuce to not let this slip away. It's only the first after the first end, but it's still a big score, like you just mentioned.
Team HEGGESTAD lead. Michelle Laidlaw starting us off. Originally from Guelph, still lives there.
Mine's good. Mine's good. Top 4. Yeah, you gotta go. Yep. Yep. Hard.
She enjoys running. She's also the general manager at the Oakville Curling Club.
Go this way.
One stops just short of the rings.
We'll see the corner now. Lead for this Team BEUK is Laura Labonte. She is originally from Brockville and now lives in Ottawa.
Take it behind the tee.
I was just looking through their feature sheets here, Rebecca, and I, about how long this team has been together. And they've only been together for a month, so I guess they just formed this team for this event.
No, you're there, you're there, you're there. Hit.
Laura joining Julia on Team Cadoran on the ladies circuit for next season.
Hey, now you. Whoa!
Her corner guard slipped fairly deep into the rings.
No. You're okay.
There's a spot we're very familiar with.
Very sensitive out there. It's so straight.
Halfway.
Bit of an opportunity now for Team BEUK. They'll be able to. They're just throwing a guard on it.
That was a bit of a miss on
Yes.
Laura's first, and now she gets a chance to cover it up.
Early
Just
if you can.
reverse order of
Yeah.
how they would have played
Little
these
backwards.
shots.
Like to go early if you can. Okay. Want to be short. Okay. It's going to over curl.
It's looking
So
like it's going to be a
hard
guard.
to throw a guard with this turn.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit higher than they would have liked. They had to stop sweeping for line though. Still, because it is high, looks fairly buried, but you can get at it with soft weight.
And we know how much it curls here, so it will just walk
Exactly.
right over there.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
But they'll still have a guard to work with.
Hard. Good sweep. Shot, Jerry.
Can get almost a nose behind there. Just incredible.
Back line.
Well, by playing a quiet type shot here, they can remove that red rock and hopefully roll fully buried. You'd almost have to be
You almost-
overburied.
I was just going to say, you almost have to
Hard.
peek out a bit on the other side. This is really
Hard.
moving.
Holy shit. Oh, shucks. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Thanks, Corey.
Just a little correction there.
Just going to go right by it.
Right? Okay. That's no way that should have done that. That's spot curls. Holy crap. pretty close to where the ice I gave her for the guard.
They're showing him. They're talking about where it ended up.
Yes. Pitt stunned by that.
You got room, I think. You got room, I think.
Through the weight that John asked
Got a
for
curl.
is
Got a curl.
just through the rings.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Michelle, get ready. Whoa, 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 whoa.
We'll take a second here and update our other sheets. We have Team Villard playing against Team Bolton on sheet 1, and the score there is 1-0 in favor of, looks like, Team Villard. Over on sheet 3, one of those important games that we're keeping an eye on, it looks like Team Bowser have come out of the gate with a 2 and lead there 2-0. And same score of 2-0 over on sheet 4, and that game between Collier and Ald, and it's actually Team Collier that are ahead.
Yep. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. No roll, no roll. Nice. Nice shot. Nice shot.
Great
That
shot.
is a beauty. Run backs there. But this is such a tricky spot. It curls big with one turn and hardly at all with the other.
Yes.
Well, you can throw. What do you want to throw? You want to throw solid again? Do you want to throw it solid or normal? Solid. I'd love to throw the same shot. Whoa. Yep.
Heather's originally from Gore Bay, now lives in Barrie. Just gonna be close, just gonna miss it. Oh, got the yellow off the forefoot, left her shooter up there though.
Throwing third stones for the BEUK team is Julia Weigel, and her hometown is Ottawa, and she now lives in Toronto.
We're by it.
This is looking really nice.
No, 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 no. Yep, yep, yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Perfect.
Nice shot. Well done by Julia.
What's that? I don't know. Did it overcurl on you the first time? Not really. Whoa, whoa. Close, yep, sort of yep. Like once it started going, it was sideways. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shot. Sorry.
Boy, they're nailing those run backs, aren't they?
They are. Again, they just swept it a little bit. She could have got that right on the nose if they would have got off a little bit sooner. Still very nice getting those yellow stones out of play.
You're sliding perfect. Throwing it good. You got room? It's tighter. Line's good. Hard.
She's got great line if she has the weight.
Hard. Hard. Far as it goes. Hard.
It's not quite as much
Hard.
as
Keep
her
going,
last
keep
one.
going. Okay. I think so. Oh, I don't want to leave
Will be fourth shot,
it here.
just in the 12 foot.
Ding, ding, ding. And now that one's not rocking the play. So his out. He's still going to play. I think he got to go. We can hook it in there.
Talking about their options here, they don't want to set up a triple. If he plays that run back, he's afraid he might do just that.
Seems like the best
Just
way
gonna
to do it.
draw another stone in.
I think this is the best way to go here.
I think he'd probably like to get one in front of the tee line here in a good spot.
I just don't want to set up a triple. So if we can kind of get, if we can tuck half the puck and be top four, that's real good.
There you go. tuck half a puck.
That's a new expression.
Yeah.
Just never stop learning in this game.
Yes.
Hold it. Give me the internet password. Give me the internet password, Nick. You'll have it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's curling early.
Curling.
Don't want to tap that yellow stone in further.
He's either on it or he's on the guard. It's just walking over here for him.
Okay, whoa, 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 whoa.
He really struggled with this spot in the previous time he was on this sheet.
Yes. Just a bit light as well.
Sorry, guys. Although he does have to play the intern at it, which is a little trickier. Did I turn that? I don't mind that. The weight was perfect. The spot should.
Corey just looking for some feedback
Yes.
from, you know, he just doesn't understand why it tracked like that. This is going to be a tricky spot, Rebecca. He's going to have that yellow guard in his line of vision here.
And it is going to hang out there for a long time.
Normal weight. Wow, normal takeout weight too. It shouldn't do anything.
That's good. That's a lot of weight for this spot.
It's barely open. It's like edge on edge. And
It's a tricky rock to hit.
Whoa. 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 Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
neat.
Nice shot.
Well done.
Very good shot.
That was just so much more difficult than it looked.
Exactly. I mean, it's wide open, but either turn you throw at it is a little dangerous. Really well done.
Good result. He's buried in the back of the button. The HEGGESTAD team do have a red rock that could be promoted onto it, though. But it looks like Corey's going to draw again.
I think I kind of got it going there a bit.
Wonder why. Wonder why he's not playing the run back
Make
here.
sure I get it out there.
Do you think it's because he'd has to play the intern?
Yeah.
I'm a bit surprised.
I'm surprised.
I think I might have just got that going on you guys there a bit. 'Cause that just went sideways. So. Yeah, just draw. You gotta be to it though, right? Cause he's got that. Just don't leave that double.
Final stone here from Corey. Second end, just playing the freeze.
Yep.
The way this curls, he can get to the button.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Room. Yep. Room. Hard. Yes. Whoa. Watch
really
the double.
close.
Watch the double. Whoa.
It's a great draw. Sitting one. Corner frozen on the yellow BEUK rock.
See if we can listen in here.
Wow. If you really warped it in there, you got to get inside the nose, right? That's tough. This might be easier.
Which one, like off the highway?
Yeah.
We got a score here, right?
Yep. I think this is probably the easiest. I think with this intern, you're just playing for one. To get it to warp that far across the face and move it seems pretty tough. For one. I like this. This guy? There's close.
This is no picnic.
That's a tough shot.
So that was good normal.
Oh my, if if ever took out his own, it'd be almost handshakes.
Oh,
The hair more. These guys came to play. These guys came to play.
very difficult shot here. John's elected to play, trying to send his yellow stone in the top 12 foot back into that shot red stone. Really looking to score here.
Wanting more than one. He does have an easier shot for one, but he really wants two here.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Ooh,
Oh my, that was just
very close to picking his own yellow off the back of the button. So it will be another steal of one here for Team Heggestad in the second end. They'll go up 4-0 over Team BEUK as we head into the third. Team BEUK gonna keep that hammer. Good end there from Team Heggestad.
They're playing extremely well.
Sometimes when there's no pressure on you, that's when you play your best.
What's that?
It's the final game here of the competition. These guys love playing with each other. Jerry's actually Michelle's boyfriend. So we've got two couples out here.
If I softed it,
They're just so loose, having a good time, and they're making a ton of shots.
Making life difficult for Team BEUK, that's for sure. Hopefully Greg Ballston is watching the line scores and is proud of his team.
Absolutely.
Apparently he's at work today.
Cheering him on from there.
Yep. Yep. That's good. That's good. That girl, Michelle. Nice toss. Just kind of fudgy in the center here, I think.
Just into the full 8 foot.
Down 4-0 after two ends. It's not over yet. It's they need to get a score here though. Very important for Team BEUK to get a deuce here. Laura wanted us to send a shout out to her niece Amelia Dudgeon.
Okay.
So if you're watching, Amelia, hello from Laura.
Don't need to finish. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Good. It's a good spot. Just do it.
Michelle has a niece she wanted to say hi to as well, Chloe. As well as her nephews, Oliver, Miles, and Seb. So hi to those guys as well if they're watching.
Whoa, whoa.
Looking to just come to her own redstone, maybe tap it back a little bit.
Like if she could go around it. I think he doesn't want them to sweep.
Stops right on the tee line.
Same, over and off. Over and off.
I think we're going to have to see some rocks in play here from Team BEUK just to...
This one's curling.
Doesn't need to finish. Good.
Curled more than I thought it would on that side.
It's so tricky. If it stays in the 8 foot range, it runs really straight and it's almost impossible to draw around. But I think out there is the only place you see some curl on this side of the sheet heading towards the...
It's a nice spot. Dead even with her other corner.
Yeah, it's two great shots by Laura.
Yep. Down that line, middle of the 4 foot is really straight. Yeah. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Careful not to send it into the other reds.
Yeah, if it had curled a wee bit more.
A little close for
Halfway.
comfort there.
So Scott also has a niece that he would like to say hello to, and her name is Ellie. Scott originally from Napanee and still lives in Napanee.
Good.
Scott throwing up another corner.
Same thing.
Just looking for the single peel here from Jerry. Jerry, fairly new to competitive curling. Plays mixed doubles with Michelle. He also enjoys golf and baseball. He's originally from Brampton and still lives in Brampton.
That picked, eh? Fine, shot.
That's a pretty good result for a rock that picked.
It is. Nudged that other yellow corner over to the side a bit more.
Back line, move around.
That's kind of funny if Ballsy's watching. Corey was making a comment that they got a new second. And then he said, just kidding.
Clean. Clean.
Nice to hear.
Whoa,
If you're
whoa.
Jerry, though, he's been playing
Whoa.
well for
Whoa, got a curl.
first game
Got
of
a
the
curl.
event.
Got a curl. No, no, no. Yep, yep. Nice shot. Real good.
Nice shot from Scott. Taps that back a little bit. Nice little pocket,
don't
as
hate
Corey
this.
said, right on the button.
Score says you peel it though. Out turn, right on the two line. Solid. Just want to move it. Just nice weight. I think you want to hit the one on the left, like
Heather just looking to peel that yellow stone out.
spring a hair that way. Yeah. Clean, 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 clean.
She's got a good one here.
Catch it.
Yeah, he wouldn't have
Nice
minded
shot.
getting rid of some of that
Yes.
backing.
Leaves John a little pocket there.
Back four. Bump it. A rock.
Still some opportunity here. She taps that back just a wee bit. That yellow rock's going to be really hard to remove. So Julia's shout out goes to her mom, Brenda, and her dad, Ted, who just happened to be sitting right behind us.
Whoa, you got room.
Calling hack.
It's got a curl
It's a
mile.
bit more weight than they wanted.
She's going to make contact, but her shooter's going to roll off.
Good.
Really came in there.
It's not bad.
Turned out pretty well.
Yep. Just that super great finish we get on this side of the sheeps. So looking
Heather-
like if she makes this shot, she probably will take both rocks.
Yes, I think so. Heather wanted to say hi to Graham, Julia, and Rochelle.
No, right off.
Special mention to her mom as well as all the fans they've had cheering them on this week. She says they greatly appreciate that.
Well, there's a bit of a change of events here. So she missed the yellow one entirely and took out two red ones.
Same thing. Back 8, back 12.
And that's really just a result of that. They went to the other side of the sheet and threw the super straight turn. And it just didn't do anything for them. It's a good chance here for Team BEUK to set something up.
Again, trying to use that red stone that's there as backing.
Line's better. Yep. Hard. Hard line.
So catching up on our other games, we have a tie game on sheet 1 between Team Villard
Hard.
and Team Bolton.
Hard. Hard. Gotta move it. Gotta move it.
Over on sheet 3, the score is 2-1 in favor of Team Bowser.
That's not bad.
Over Team Tuck.
Yeah, try it thin. If you get this one first.
And over on sheet 4, they blanked the second end, so it's still 2-0 for Team Collier.
Because if we kind of catch it, if we catch all of them, we just go. It's not terrible to hit this one too and roll in there. Try to play it real. Try to tick it less. No, I don't think so. Last time both of your draws kind of reacted like I thought they would.
Interesting here. Think they'll both go?
I don't know if they're thinking all three maybe go. He's trying to hit that top yellow one very, very thin.
I think they can save the red one. Get rid of both the yellows.
Yep. Hard. 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 Whoa. Yep. Yes. Hard.
Wow, great shot.
He did get all three moving. That's very nice.
Sorry, guys. We should have been on the whole time.
It's not a bad thing you moved that redstone out of the back of the forefoot. Forces John into this cold draw around the corner guard.
Should be lots of line.
It looks like tons of room, but we know how much finish there is in this spot.
Just have to trust it.
So John's shout out goes to his wife, Sarah, and his mom, Rose.
Hard.
There it goes.
Hard.
Needing to get it to the
Trying
8
to
foot.
bury it.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
Good sweeping.
Pretty nice shot. It's under cover.
Didn't finish as much as I thought it would. It's tough because he's got
Freeze is no good. He just draws it.
Yeah, that
Freeze is no good. He just draws anyway. I might be able to see some of it. I can see a third.
Wow.
Third.
He must have really good eyes. I can't see a third.
I was thinking even like normally kind of stuff. Just take the curl, just take the wave out of it.
I could see a thin eighth.
Is this my curl? Okay, that's still control right there. Yep. Just want to have enough. If you hit it thin, you can still move it out, right? Just control. Or should we throw? Well, I want to have enough that we can move it. Because if we hit it thin, I don't know. Or do we just run it?
I think he's reevaluating his
Yes.
third. The third of a rock that he said he could see.
I can see enough. Yeah, I can see enough.
Okay, here we go. It does curl here.
Throwing control weight.
The way they've come out shooting today, he'll probably make this.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Oh, goodness.
Shouldn't have gotten off of it.
So close.
Real close.
Allowing John to make his draw for 2 here and get right back in this game.
like they're on the first. Speed should be the same.
So he just has to count at that rock at the back of the 12-foot, which is in the full 12, so he should be able to make this draw easily.
Felt like lots.
He might have backing now, but he won't have backing when it gets there. I'm pretty sure it's going to curl right to center. Well done.
Nice shot.
Good job.
Nicely done there by John. They'll score 2 in the third end. Team Heggestad will have a 4-2 lead and the hammer as we head into the fourth end. Good end there from Team BEUK, though. They needed that deuce.
Yeah, it was
just for morale, I think, too.
It was critical that they scored in that end.
Halfway.
So a couple of updates at Team Anderson. Sorry, Anderson.
Looking at
Donnie,
his jacket.
yeah, Donnie Bowser's wearing Mike Anderson's jacket. So apologize, Don. It's Team Bowser scoring 1 in the third, and they lead now 3-1. And over on sheet 4, Team Alt popped a big 4 and now lead Team Collier by a score of 4-2 after 3 ends of play.
Sorry, that's the extra little ice I gave you. Through fine.
Michelle now, her first stone of this end.
Nice draw there.
Very nice shot. That guard is fairly high, so they're trying to throw up a tighter one.
Heard Laura asking John between shots there if she could have a little more ice on her, if he could give her a little bit more broom to aim at for her guards.
Right. Yep, keep it moving.
Trying to get some separation.
Can't touch those guards just yet, so let's see the Heggestad team drawing another one around.
I don't mind that. It's kind of a tricky spot. Room. Room. Yep. Room. Yeah, Jerry, go. 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 Keep her going. Go. Go.
Just gets a biter at the top of the 12-foot.
I think what we're seeing here is kind of what the players had said. The weight comes off a little bit after first couple of ends.
Does start to slow down a little bit. She made her first one so nicely. I thought she would be a bit closer on that one.
Room. Weight only. Line's real good. Play the weight. Top 8. Take a look. Yep, hard.
It's a nice looking draw coming in here.
Good spot.
Good shot there from Scott.
Go solid.
Jerry now looking to make some of these guards disappear.
Yep.
Gets one. Left a nice center, though.
Yes.
Now, what to do? What to do?
What do you like?
Let's have a listen here.
Like ideally, I'd like to just make this now. He peels that guard, and then we guard out for the rest of the end. And then he's got to draw the button. Just make it now. Yeah, that's not bad. But then you're probably doing that in there, and then at some point you're playing this, and then you got to rock in the 8-foot in here. You got more in the house, but I don't know if it's necessarily much better. Yeah, I think so. Might as well be sitting too at the end of it, eh? Make sure it goes forward. Yep. No, I think board's perfect. Spot should track.
Yeah, it is pretty straight out there. Trying to make that red stone go away. Heard John say, want to lay 2 when we're done.
So Scott's hobbies include making maple syrup.
Whoa!
I think that's awesome.
Whoa! Yep! Hard! 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 Really hard! Hard! Keep going!
He's lost the angle a little bit on that.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Did curl a little bit on them.
Good throw, yeah. Hair quiet and not enough ice. I thought that might run a little straighter.
Normal weight.
Good result, though.
It is a good result in that Team Heggestad have to address some of those yellow rocks now. And he did push the red shot stone to the back 4 and into the open.
Yep.
This one's hanging out. Might jam it onto his, oh my.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, Jake.
Kind of got caught in that side that runs so straight.
He
I think he
did.
maybe just popped it out a little bit on release.
Okay.
Good chance here for Julia now to sink one in there, top 4.
Julia's hobbies are golf and softball.
Close. Yep. Hard. Room. Whoa.
Looking really good here as long as it stops.
Good spot.
Just right on the back side of the tee line. Slipped about a rock or two too deep.
His brain dead straight. He was probably controlled. But came up a hair, but that's what I thought yours was going to do.
How's your weight? T-line. Yep. Room. Whoa.
Lots of room on this one. I don't think it's going to finish enough to make it to the rock in the back of the button.
Yep.
Her weight was pretty nice, but just didn't have the line on that shot.
Drifting as you were picking up.
Go here. He's got this. Could go right here. And he's got this. I think I like just same weight. Tap this a hair. Sit right there. T-line back button.
It's pretty much what you just threw.
Yeah, exact same shot pretty much.
Whoa. Whoa, then, whoa.
This is closer to the line that Heather just threw on.
Really got to curl. Really got to curl.
It's like a few feet extra weight.
Yep, yep, yep. Hard, hard, hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
She could tap that red one back.
Okay, it's better. Better than it was.
There's a wall forming here behind the tee line.
There sure is.
That's fine. A little more weight.
Corey having a long, hard look at this.
Gotta go. Out.
Try and go around the horn here.
It'll look good on TV.
Good on TV. 3. I don't think the one back four is ever going. I don't think she can get 3.
I see big weight here from Heather.
Sit hopefully beside it.
I don't want to be even a millimeter wide here.
She might be able to spin it all the way up into the top 4. Yep, yep.
It's looking pretty good, actually. Oh, it just goes behind.
Not bad either.
Gotta go here.
It just needed to hit it a bit thinner, right?
Yes.
Give it some.
Just a hair.
It didn't take on the spin that they were hoping for.
Here's not the end of the world, but that's the best spot right there.
Good chance here for Team BEUK to continue to apply the pressure in this end. Steal would certainly look really good for them on the scoreboard.
Absolutely.
Lock it on ours. He can still come off the one on the side, but as long as we're locked on ours, I think we're still shot. Okay.
Interesting fact about John BEUK is that he has a PhD in neuroscience, and he lists his hobbies as neuroscience.
Switch if you can, then. No, Scott.
I don't think you have to worry about it over curling here.
No, it is in a bit of a nicer spot. Trying to drag it for weight. Slight.
It's not bad, actually. It's usable later if he has to.
Protected, I think, against that in-off he was worried about.
I thought I'd give you something you could work with. Coming down here? That way, I agree. That's sort of what I thought. I thought I'd give you something you'd be able to work with. It's not a bad spot, no.
It's quite an interesting end here.
Sure is.
It curled just enough so that Team HEGGESTAD can't really promote it into there. Looking like all Corey has here is a draw, and his is a position shot for him as well. Hoping to be able to use it later on with his second.
Yep.
Trying to keep it about half in the open.
Do we need to? Yeah. Too aggressive?
I left my broom down there.
So Corey is one of those players that throws with the hair broom, which is allowed.
Do you like this? Let's call a timeout.
Okay, we're going to have a timeout here.
Timeout.
We'll listen in and see what they're going to talk about.
So if I make that now, he just freezes, right? Yeah, and he just freezes. But if he doesn't make it good, well, that one's pretty good right now. Like he's on the pin. That one doesn't go anywhere though. What do you mean?
If you loosen, at least just make enough contact that you can draw the other way. He can't guard both sides.
No, but my concern is with this one, if I get rid of the, if he gets another one in there.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys like? Yeah.
Kill your own. Or you could.
Okay, so it looks like we're, after their conversation, they've decided to stick with their original call. I think it's because they think it's too dangerous. Even if they remove that yellow rock off the pin, it would still be open for John to put even a better one in there.
I need to see half of it. Mine's good. Gotta curl a bit. Gotta curl a bit. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just top 12. Just top 12. Just top 12. Gotta curl. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Good, good, good.
So the purpose of that shot is so that he can promote it. At least he'd be promoting one of his own.
Exactly.
So decision here for the BEUK team is whether or not
hard to guard everything.
they'll protect that.
This too, right? Can't really guard both unless you make it absolutely perfect.
So let's listen in here.
But it's got to be perfect. Yeah, right there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I had to make sure I leave both, right?
Pretty tough run double if you're here.
Like that's a good call too, but that doesn't. The only difference is for him if he gets it in there, just it's 2 instead of 1. Doesn't change the shot.
Okay.
They both go anyway.
Guard.
Yeah, it's more of a pocket, right?
Yep. It's hard to make it perfect.
It's actually for 4.
Well, he's got this one too. I think you got to guard both if you're guarding it. Okay. So it's got to be right there, like this line. Yeah. Okay. How do you make that? That's button basically. Should hang a little more out here, but there? Does that look about right? Yeah. Okay. Halfway. Halfway.
Okay, so it looks like John's going to try and put one rock here guarding 2 shots. So he's going to try and corner freeze on his yellow guard so it can't be promoted, and it will block off the angle raise that Team HEGGESTAD set up for themselves.
Talked about trying to draw another stone in, but
Whoa, enough!
Corey would still have that angle in.
And he'd still have the yellow raise.
Yep, yeah, gotta finish a little. Hard!
I think he successfully covered both of those.
Still there. I think this one's safer.
Pretty good guess.
Hit it wrong. Our reds might go. This way our reds can't go.
So, last shot coming up here.
I want to take the curl out of it.
Yep.
Lots of granite to be moved, though.
I'm running the yellow under the red. So you just got to cross it.
Wow, it almost looks like yellow on yellow would be easier.
I think so too.
Yeah, just got to cross it. I think this will do nothing. This actually might float a bit. So center, just inside the center of the rock.
So yellow onto the red and the top 12 foot there onto the yellow on the button.
For 3.
Is the goal, yes.
he gets 3 here, wow. He deserves it if he makes this.
Oh, yeah. Vagabond.
I think he got a little full on this.
It's close to the other one.
Oh my goodness.
He made it the other way. It's very close for who shot, actually.
I think it's 1 red.
That was not the call.
I think it was 1 red.
That was not the call.
1
thought
red,
you
so
were
that'll
gonna make it
take
either
us to 5-2 score in favor of Team Heggestad as we finish up the 4th end and the first half of this final round robin game.
Okay, so the teams are going to take a 5-minute break, and so will we. Welcome back. Our feature game here, the 7th game of the round robin in the BrokerLink mixed event here. We have Team BEUK taking on Team HEGGESTAD. A must win for Team BEUK, and Team HEGGESTAD are making it very difficult.
That was a big point there for Team HEGGESTAD in the 4th end. Great shot by Corey. It's really looking like Team BEUK was set up well for a steal there. Would have really changed the momentum in this game if they could have stolen that end, but they're going to keep fighting hard, trying to score their deuce here in the 5th end.
We'll get caught up on our other games out here, Rebecca. The Team Villard versus Team Bolton game on sheet 1. The score there is 3-1 in favor of Team Villard. Over on sheet 3, we have the undefeated Team Tuck taking on Team Bowser, who are in a must-win situation, and they're all locked up at 3 each. Great game going on there. And over on sheet 4, Team Ald is in the same boat as Team BEUK on our sheet, and they're needing to win to avoid a tiebreaker, and they are ahead by a score of 4-3. So we got some great battles going on here this afternoon.
Absolutely. Lots of great games going on. Can't wait to see what happens.
There still exists a possibility for a tiebreaker that would be played at 9 o'clock tonight. The 3 teams involved in that scenario are Team BEUK, Team Ald, and Team Bowser. So if Teams Ald and BEUK win, there won't be a tiebreaker. If Team Bowser loses, there won't be a tiebreaker.
Exactly. But if Team Bowser can pull that out and either Team BEUK or Team Ald loses, we'll be back here again tonight at 9.
Now that we have you thoroughly confused.
Lots of what ifs. Nice shots there from Michelle. Did show Team BEUK a piece of this, but showed them the piece away from their corner guards. Oh.
Not sure why they weren't sweeping that.
I'm not sure either.
Oh, that's too bad. He didn't get the right weight call. And
Yeah, Julia was saying that it was up, and he thought she was saying it was down. Could have been a really nice shot there.
a little over curl there, which is really not protecting much. Although it does prevent Team BEUK from drawing behind their corner.
Right on the nose. Kind of like hack weight.
Wow, do you really want to be promoting another red one into the rings?
Yeah, I think I'd play this with enough weight to actually remove those red stones. I like his thought process of keeping the yellow stone there. But you're just going to punch that into the top of the house, which isn't going to do much for you.
It's not really breaking like he thought either. He's just going to get the top one. He did send another red one into the rings.
Kind of kept those all lined up as well.
So they're going to get rid of this corner guard, realizing that that's a rock that actually Team BEUK can use later on in the end on a hit and roll.
Yeah, good call.
It's going to curl all the way to nose. That's not the first time that Butler has had his peel attempt over curl in that spot.
Yeah, Corey just needs to give him a little bit more ice. I think he doesn't throw quite as much weight as he or Heather does.
Or Greg did.
Yeah.
Trying to play the hit and roll here. That's going to roll too far. I'll get some separation there. He's got a rock in the rings. Team HEGGESTAD are going to play it, and I think then you'll see Team BEUK going around the corner.
I think so too. So Heather'd like to keep this in the rings. Very straight spot here.
Straight and even the potential to fall here. But she threw it beautifully.
Pretty good.
Yeah. That's a great shot in that spot.
Yes.
No, he's not going to go around the corner. He's going to go around this staggered guards on the center line.
The more I'm looking at it, I don't hate this call. Those rocks are staggered. And that corner guard is so high, you almost have to be overburied on that side.
That is how they got their two, though, on the other end.
Yes, that's true.
That's the exact spot.
Corey just missed that rock he could see a third of.
This is curling early. It's going to rub on the top. Oh, she does. She's going to get a rock on the rings here. Just maybe a hair light.
Yeah,
well,
Team BEUK just
actually the
on
weight
the
was probably
wrong
okay.
side,
Yeah,
wrong side of the inch here this afternoon.
weight was probably good because she did roll that far after ticking, so perhaps just a little tight on the line.
Where do you put this one now?
I don't know. What do you like? You want a hit?
Don't want to leave any opportunity here. I think the roll is there.
Yeah, roll into the center line area. Wow. Just got a piece of it.
I gotta ever finish hard. So they're going to try this again. Still staggered. It's just the opposite stagger.
Yes.
I think her weight was good, so I. A little more room this time.
Julia coming up light there.
A couple more updates to share. On sheet 1, score is now 3-2, with the Team Villard still leading. Over on sheet 3, Team Bowser have taken a single and now lead there 4-3. And over on sheet 4, Team All cracked another big end, scoring 3 against Collier and now lead that game 7-3. So Team All are doing what they have to do to make it to tomorrow. Team Bowser battling it out here against undefeated Tuck so that they can make it to tomorrow.
Gets rid of both yellow stones.
We still have a staggered guard situation. Red rocks rule.
Yes.
Good news is they're all in the 12-foot.
Exactly. Still in a good position if John can sink this around here.
Yeah, because those 2 front rocks are frozen and will drag onto this rock if he manages to bury it too much. You heard him say he only wants to be 3/4 under.
Got room. Gotta go hard. Hard. Whoa.
They're just
He's
struggling.
coming up light again. Really struggling with draw weight there.
It's probably the line he wanted, but certainly not the weight and the end result.
Leaves this draw wide open for Corey now. Trying to make John play against 4.
Help us all. No? I was just thinking you spread them out and kind of guard everything too.
It's true. Guard a wider path if he did that.
Yes. Final stone here in the 5th end. Corey Heggestad.
Take it through.
Not wanting to leave anything for backing here.
Yes. Trying to take it right through the rings.
So needing 8 foot for a single here.
Needs a piece of the 8 foot.
Big shot here for John. He needs to score. He's throwing against 4 possibly.
Final stone.
You're not needing to flirt with those rocks on center. He's got room. He just needs his weight here. Wow.
Just enough. Good sweeping there from Scott and Laura. Will be a score of 1 there for Team BEUK. That'll make the score 5-3 in favor of Team Heggestad as we head into the 6th end. Team Heggestad gonna have the hammer.
Whoa. Corey just fell here.
He's good.
He just slipped off the boards, I think, and he just stood up and told us he was fine.
Team BEUK now really gonna have to try and steal. So lead Laura Labonte gonna start us off.
Laura manages a spa. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. In Ottawa.
And her hobbies are softball and dodgeball.
Finish it if you can. Tight as you can, but not in, I think, on this line. Yep, yep. Good.
Michelle Laidlaw now just looking for the come around.
Should die whenever it gets hits. That's well-used slide calf.
Shot.
Just a tight guard here. Want to set up another end where they have a chance to steal here. Well-placed guard.
The sixth end over on sheet 4. Looks like she'll score a single point there. Oh, I'm sorry, Team Collier is going to throw their last stone. They're throwing a, might have a shot for 2 over there, so we'll let you know what happens. And on sheet 3, they're just finishing up the sixth end there as well. Team Bowser still leading Team Tuck 4-3.
It's actually the first of...
Yeah. They're on skip stones over there.
Great double by Don Bowser there. Good shot. Good shot on our sheet here. They two have those nice 2 guards out front. And they just throw a beautiful freeze on the rock that's sitting on the tee line.
Very nice shot. As we mentioned, Barb, some important games going on here on sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet 4. Looks like Team Collier just gave up another steal.
And they're calling it a day.
On sheet 4, so Kathy Auld will pull out a win over there. Secured herself a spot at least in the tiebreaker. We'll see what happens in Bowser versus Tuck if Bowser wins. And Team BEUK wins or loses over here. My apologies. They'll play a tiebreaker. Team Auld would secure second place.
They're off. They're on to the semi tomorrow morning for sure.
Yes. So we'll see if Team BEUK can pull out a win here. They will secure third place. If not, they'll play a tiebreaker against Team Bowser.
If they win.
Yeah.
Lots of ifs
so
here.
We'll see what happens. But Team Auld has secured second place.
They have, and you know, they've been on quite a streak. They lost their first 2 games and have now won 5 in a row.
Yeah, very impressive. They're playing well.
This? That's not bad. They're not touching, but you can make it.
Let's have a listen here.
I don't hate that. I think you're just throwing enough to lose the shooter, so like hack, board, hit. I like that. If you tick this, it's not the end of the world. Yep.
Let's see a little more discussion happening. These shots are so critical. They want to make sure they're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
So in that all-important game on sheet 3, Team Tuck have a shot to blank the end here in end number 6.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Scott's rock just hanging out there a little bit.
No, right off, right off.
Needing it to just make contact with the yellow, and it's not going to. It's going to just sail by. Too bad. A little heavy.
Yeah, a bit more weight than what they were looking for.
I don't hate peeling. Just
Again, Team BEUK just missing that little bit the wrong way.
Okay, let's have a listen to see what Heather and Corey are talking about.
Even if we get rid of this one. But even if we get rid of this one, then this goes. And rolls up. We have to score in this one. So all we're doing is coming up. But I mean, we're also sitting too. I don't want to guard it. We've got to be in. Tap ours, not the one that he just threw. I don't hate that. I mean, you may have to bail with yours to run with it.
Okay, so looks like they have a plan here.
Trying to tap that stone in the top 12 foot.
They talked for a couple of moments about peeling and opening up this whole side of the sheet by getting rid of that one guard. But it would have exposed the red rock that's sitting top 4.
Yeah, maybe even left a double potentially.
No, I'm thinking this right on the nose. You're throwing, right? Your rock? Just got to nose it. What weight do you like? You like control?
So they have an opportunity here to get shot stone, Rebecca, by nose hitting this red one that was just placed there by Scott.
Yeah, just trying to nose that red stone.
It'll remove the backing, leave their shooter sitting up front, covering the situation.
Whoa. Whoa.
And be sitting shot stone.
Close. No, no, no. No.
What did we figure that was?
No, no. Nice shot.
That's very well done. They set up they left some nice angles.
They did. Very well executed there by Julia.
Now they have no choice. Team HEGGESTAD are going to clear the front.
My guess is as the races get longer the better.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard, Michelle. Gotta go. Hard.
Don't want to nose this.
Not sure what's gonna happen. That's great. Good shot.
Left the guard, though. The Reds are surrounded.
Yeah, those two red stones, both somewhat usable. That's why they're scaring John a little bit.
He can make a play to remove the one that's in 4 foot.
Okay, let's guard it. Halfway.
At this point, they are shot. So they're going to throw up a guard and turn it back over to the HEGGESTAD team.
Line's tight. Okay, line's okay. Line's fine. Yep, 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 yep. Hard, hard. Good, good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice shot.
Good spot.
Good shot by Julia. Looks like Team HEGGESTAD are going to play a long run in here.
Yep, hard, 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 hard.
She's going to get this one on the inside.
Tight.
Okay, 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 okay.
Got the peel.
No, that's not really right. Okay, here's the guard. So we want to put it right in between these two, right? So my shoes are so slippery.
So trying to protect against the in off of that yellow and
Put it back.
just the straight little red-yellow combination that's there.
Same thing, like
She's actually guarding the hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. No, I stepped on this foot. This foot slipped. Stay here less. It's got to curl. Let it work. Okay, line's good, line's good. Line's good. Gonna have to finish. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Looks
Hard.
pretty good.
Keep going.
It's long, but he has guarded the hole.
Good.
You feel it, whatever.
No, you know what? I don't. I don't.
I don't think he can see enough of that yellow rock to save his shooter.
It's good.
Having a look back at the clock. We have 6 minutes or 8 minutes? 8 minutes. Let's listen to what he's talking about here.
No, you're going to have to come across it. Right, the yellow one? We're going to have to come across it to get into our own. I don't know. You can peel it, make him throw it again. He might hit it this time though. Kill them both. Okay. Sure. You might even catch that one on the way through. Thin half, really thin. Thin half. She's probably a third, Heather. Third.
Okay, so the plan is to throw the peel and hopefully get both of those yellows. If they only make the single peel, they're thinking maybe John will try the guard again and maybe not put it on as good.
Right.
But there's also the possibility that he'll make a play on the rock that's sitting the top four because it is open.
Whoa, whoa, yep, yep. Whoa, whoa, yep, whoa. Come on. Jesus.
So not happy with the outcome.
No. Didn't leave that yellow in a spot where he wanted to.
So John needs to be careful that he doesn't leave a shot for the yellow shot stone to be removed. Can't guard everything.
Straight guard.
Let's listen.
Straight guard ours. Yep. Stay here more.
So just putting a straight guard on his yellow stone that's counting. Will leave a bit of a port there for Corey.
But whether or not he can hold a shooter will be
Oh, then line's okay.
is
Line's okay.
a little bit blocked by that other red one. It's not
Over
exactly
and off, over and off.
not exactly wide
Over
open.
and off.
Over curled a bit for what he was hoping for.
I think he guarded the right side of it, though. I think there's a shot maybe for a single.
For one.
Yeah,
Yes.
which would, you know, he'd maintain his lead here.
A little tight, but we have 2 timeouts still, so just try to be quick.
The miss is the flash. Okay? That misses the flash.
For sure, because if he touches his own red one, he could give up too. So last rock here in the 6th end.
Yep. Hard. 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 Oh, jeez Louise, come on. Really?
So close.
That's like 75 of those this weekend.
Will be a steal of 1 there for
I've
Team
done that
BEUK.
85 times.
I'll take the score to 5-4 in favor of Team Heggestad.
Corey just expressing his frustration here. He says that he's touched the wrong rock 75 or 85 times. It was so thin. It was unbelievable.
Very close.
He's still talking to himself.
He is.
You did everything right, and then it just curled anyway.
So Laura's going to be starting us off here. Again, John looking for another guard. If he could steal again here, he'd be very happy. Even the force to 1 he'd be happy with. He'd be down 2 with the hammer coming home.
That was such
so
a big point.
It was. Really kept him in this game.
Halfway. Yeah, the line is fine. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It heard Corey say if it wasn't for bad luck this week, he wouldn't have had any at all. So it's just been one of those
Tough to hear.
situations. They're a very good team, and
They are. Or just kind of left that one halfway.
he's pretty good-natured about it, though.
He is. He's still laughing, so that's good.
Line's tight. Line's tight. Line is tight.
Take a point. Take whatever I can get right now.
Okay. No, you gotta go. 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 Okay. 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 Whoa, whoa.
Great there.
Just slips into the back forefoot.
Okay, I'm just making a good one now. Right on the pin.
So they're not
Would
going to
have
go
liked
with
to keep that in front of the tee line.
Yeah, they're not going to go with a second guard here. They're going to take their chance to put one in the forefoot.
Line's good.
That second guard approach has worked pretty good for them.
think he feels like he might have just been given a bit of a gift there with that one where it is. Laura left her first stone sort of right in the middle there.
Hard,
So
hard, gotta go hard. Hard, right in, never stop. Nice shot, good.
Very nicely done.
very close for who shot stone.
Just do anything. They have both their timeouts, so if there's any question, let's just call it.
Gotta be here. Gotta be here.
Line's fine. Line's fine. Gotta be here. Gotta be here. Gotta be here. Okay. I think straight
Shell
guard
just
ours.
comes up as a guard.
Like just across the line, leave theirs open. High.
Team BEUK just going to keep guarding now.
Over and off. Over and off.
I think he is just shot, right?
It's very close.
Just over and off. The longer the better.
Not wanting to set up a double peel here.
Okay. Just solid, Jerry's good. It's pretty good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep, yep. Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
He's going to leave two guards out front.
Yes.
Not going to be happy with that.
Again, Team BEUK just going to keep plugging up that center line. Trying to prevent any run back possibilities.
Halfway. Weagles. Weagles rock. Weagles rock.
This is a spot where you can wait all day for it.
Yep, hard, 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 hard. Really
Came in nice at the end.
That is a really nice shot.
Very good.
Same way, Jerry.
So they've changed the turn here. He's going to go with the straighter side.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. 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 Very nice.
Well done. Got rid of two of them.
Atta boy. Nice shot.
Still a staggered set
Very
out front,
nice.
though.
Sorry.
Call is for another guard here.
Line's good. Okay, play the weight. Line's fine. Yep, yep. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Farther it
Good
goes,
spot.
the more it'll curl. So
Curl it here more. 3/4, babe. Yep, yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. It's just rock.
Just gets the straight peel.
yeah, they're making a comment about the rock.
Yes.
We haven't really heard much about the rocks this week.
A few teams later in the week did switch them up a little bit.
Similar line. Play the weight.
Part of me does wonder if that was just them not quite catching on to some of the runs in the ice, but everyone always has their preferences, and usually if you don't like a rock, it's better to just switch it out
Yeah, there's
Whether
no
it's
sense.
true or not, mentally you don't want to throw
Right.
a rock you don't like.
You don't make very many shots with a rock you don't like.
Yes.
The other thing they could do with that rock, if they think it's over curling all the time, they could play the straighter turn with.
Or he's not giving her much ice.
So removes the staggered situation, but leaves two red guards, one very long, and it'll give Team BEUK a chance to block this side now.
Gonna try and basically split the center line, or just on the left side of the center line as we're looking at it there.
Probably anywhere in between those two red ones would be great.
Exactly.
So last words from John to the sweepers is try not to go too early, because you don't want to hold this out in the straight spot.
Are we in? Line's fine. It doesn't need to finish.
I think that's a pretty good spot.
Not bad.
Even if he set up a double peel there, he could still have the opportunity to replace it. As that long red guard will still be in play.
Third quarter even. That's good.
So over in our game on sheet 3, Team
Oh,
Tuck
wow.
broken their game wide open with a 4 in end number 7. And the score there is now 7-4. Coming home, Team Bowser have the hammer, but they need 3 to tie. Otherwise, their dreams of a playoff spot are over.
I didn't see what happened there in the 7th end.
There were a
They
whole bunch
playing
of
really
red
well.
perimeter counters, and I guess Team Bowser just couldn't get one in position to outcount anything.
Makes the double.
Makes the double and clears off that whole front section,
We
but
could just guard it now that there's nothing up there. We definitely score if we guard. Or not. If he doesn't kill both guards, then it's a little interesting, but now it's wide open.
so needing actually to place this guard exactly where he just placed his first
His
one.
last one was in a great spot.
Over to the score on sheet 1 between Villard and Bolton. Looks like Team Villard have just been stealing away here, and they lead by a score of 5-2.
Like to go a bit if you
And
can,
they're also
go on.
playing the 8th.
Don't need to finish.
Looks like a well-placed guard here on in our game. Don't want it to be too tight. It looks like it's
Nice shot.
right on the money.
Perfect.
Leaving Team HEGGESTAD with only a draw to catch a piece of the button.
Very precise shot.
Trying to think of the last time Corey threw a draw.
He hasn't thrown many.
This is no easy shot either.
A little more, man. I agree with that. That's what I'm trying to throw right now. So that's what it is, 8 feet. Easy, 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 easy. You're heavy. Plus he makes this one. You're heavy, you're heavy, 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 heavy. No! Okay. This is wide or
This is not going to come in for him.
That's curling a ton. Holy moly.
And we have another. His weight was
Very
close.
close, but just couldn't get in the right path, so I think that was yellow. So another steal there in the 7th for Team BEUK. We're going to be all tied up at 5 coming home. Team BEUK going to have to pull that off one more time here in the 8th end to get the W.
I imagine he can't help but have a look over to see what's going on sheet 3, knowing that if Bowser loses, the outcome of this game is not as critical.
Right.
They will advance and get that 3rd and final playoff spot. But you want to win finish on a winning note.
Absolutely.
And a strong game. And if they win this, they'll have made a great comeback.
Absolutely.
Aim for halfway.
Be able to feel really good about that.
Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Again, going to be looking for that double guard this end. Trying to keep that one as close to the hog line as possible.
Heavy. Yep. Rub. Whoa.
Team Heggestad trying to come around that guard and just graze it. We'll roll to the open side in the 12-foot. Interesting over in our game on sheet 3. We just missed a peel attempt on a guard. And now Team Bowser will have a chance to sit a second one in the rings, needing 3 to tie.
Yeah, they have 2 corner guards with one buried in behind one of those.
Line's getting better. Like to finish.
Looks like
top button, play the weight. Line's getting.
John's asking Laura. Yeah, they're coming right in.
Yep, hard.
Do you think it's because of the placement of the first guard is just such that it would be setting up a double peel?
Yeah, it's difficult to place a second guard. Laura's slid just a little bit deeper than they would have liked.
And now, even when they do decide to start peeling, Team BEUK have a very good guardable rock.
Yes.
Yep. Hard, guys. Hard, keep it going.
This is a freeze attempt.
I want to keep this right as close to that yellow as I can. Just send it up as another guard for Team BEUK.
The other option is this, but there is a bit of an angle there, yeah. What turn do you like better?
So now they're going to put another guard out there because by Team Heggestad ending up in the guard location, there's a double peel there. So Team BEUK have decided to put another guard out front.
Yeah, I just don't want to line this up. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Curl. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that'll work. That's fine.
So they were afraid of the angle that Heggestad might have had to get the rock off the top of the 4-foot.
Yes.
Yep. Hard.
Another final over on sheet 1. Team Villard defeating Team Bolton. Both those teams finishing at 2 and 5 now, I believe.
Line's good.
So 2 guards out front in our game here. They're both red. So John's asking Scott to place another guard in here. Just don't really like the way those angles are set up.
Whoa. That's a good spot.
Nice shot.
Yep. Hard.
Another peel attempt here.
Hard.
He's making great. He's getting rid of 2 rocks both times, but he's leaving his shooter in there.
Yes.
Halfway.
Team BEUK just continuing to guard here.
Okay, let it work. Let it work. It's got to curl. It's got to curl. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, it's got to curl. Go. Go hard. 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 Keep going. Keep going. Okay.
Weight was really good, and they did manage to get some finish out of that.
It's actually a pretty good spot.
Got you over here, let's say. It's tricky because, like, the best shot to make is obviously so he doesn't have the dog line up with this. But then if he picks this, that out turn doesn't finish. Yep. You can still get it buried. Well, that's the way to play it. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh, great shot. It's made the double peel and got that yellow out of the forefoot.
Halfway.
They have to continue to guard here. The whole forefoot is open. So over in the game on sheet 3, they had a timeout. They talked about their options, and now Kim Tuck has come up with just missing the Yellowstone completely. Team Bowser not giving up here.
Hard. 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 Hard, 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 hard. Okay. Good shot. Yeah, you're actually starting to curl. Whoa. Right off.
Another peel attempt coming up here. Heather wants to get rid of opening up that in-turn path here.
Nice shot.
They have missed this rock 3 times. How do you feel about this path?
So I think John's drawing around that lonely red guard out there.
Yes. You heard it right on the tee line.
He can get shots thrown out of this.
Yeah, just that guard's just close enough to the center line. He will be shot.
We know it'll curl here.
Room.
Just thinking that's probably minimum ice for this shot.
Scott's rock.
It's a little bit heavy.
Whoa, whoa, get over curl, get over curl.
Came down a lot.
Sits.
Weight was actually good. It curled too much to hang on for shot stone.
You have any of that? How much?
So Corey's going to try and hit this. I don't think he can see very much from the hack, but we know how straight it runs. Well, this
Corey's
is
first
he's
stone.
got way out there. I don't think he has it.
Goes right by.
Shot to sit 2 here.
Gonna get a timeout here from Team BEUK.
Okay, let's listen in.
If we do this, not the end of the world, but the nose is definitely the best. Control weight. Does that look good?
I'm just thinking, like, you like this turn better than this one?
Yeah, I think this one just curls a lot more.
I'm
This
just
is
worried
a little
about-
more
'cause we-
consistent.
Remember this sheet we played before and it hit the line and just went?
Yeah, but I think it's more likely to do that with the intern.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. So when we get
I
close
think
to the
that
line,
with control is good. Yeah, I don't think it'll bust like crazy. You know what you sign up for with mixed curling. Right on the nose would be the best.
You know what you sign up for when you play
How you
mixed
like that
curling.
ice?
Yeah, exactly.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Okay. This is the spot with the peels it's tracking, so I don't expect it to do anything crazy. Yeah, no, control I think is perfect. Let's make it.
Wants to hit this on the nose and force Corey to draw with his last.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean, yep. Whoa, clean, clean, whoa, 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 no, right off, right off.
Wants to sit right there to make that intern draw really
Nice shot.
tough. So timeout here for Team HEGGESTAD. I think it's really just more about getting himself down there and set, not having to worry about time.
Draw. One draw on the first end.
Final stone.
Draw for the win here for Team HEGGESTAD.
Yes.
Have a look, have a look, have a look. We're in the good stuff. We're in the good stuff. Really? Really?
Sweeper's called it light out of his hand.
Aaron not sweeping this. It's looking like it's sliding too far.
Wow, so it'll be a steal of 2 here actually in the final end. Team BEUK has done it. Great comeback there for Team BEUK. Makes the final score 7-5.
So that concludes our coverage of this afternoon's game. Not really sure what time we're going to be on again. So if there's a tiebreaker, we will be on at 9 p.m. tonight. Well, actually, sorry. There is no tiebreaker.
Yeah,
My apologies.
I think
That's it.
Team BEUK just secured their
They
spot
did.
against Kathy Auld in the semifinal.
That's it. Sorry about that, folks. So yeah, we'll be on at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning with that semifinal game. And it will be between Team Auld and Team BEUK. On behalf of Rebecca and myself and the entire TSL crew, thank you for joining us.